degree from the University of Nairobi. By the way, it's interesting, I got into politics almost by default. It's my work with the Constitution, which I started in 1994, that got me involved with the political class, because I did a lot of work around the Safari Park meetings, which then gave birth to IPPG. And that is when I first started meeting a lot of politicians. And therefore, I have been on the reform agenda. And the reason why inevitably I joined the Social Democratic Party in 1996, and through the Social Democratic Party joined the NAC coalition in 2002, is because I thought that the NAC coalition was a policy platform for the reforms that we needed desperately as Kenyans, particularly on the Constitution. You remember that one of its key promises was to deliver a new Constitution. And therefore, I joined mainly as an advisor on legal and constitutional issues. And I remember one day sitting in a room where some women came in to speak to one of the senior members of the summit to talk about nominations to parliament. And I realized I'd been sitting there not thinking that it's a possibility for myself also. And I'd done a lot of work with parliament previously, so it really excited me to think that I could be able to use that platform for policy change. And then I asked whether it is possible for my name to be considered to be nominated, and I was nominated on the NAC platform, which I was a member of until 2007, when I then joined Safina Party under Paul Moite. I quit Safina Party in February of 2009, and I also quit all active politics at the time. I did believe that to be in the committee of experts, I needed to be completely non-partisan, and I have not since joined a political party. I like to consider myself more of a legislator than a politician. You would not see me in political rallies, but you would see me on the floor of the House. So I think that I'm retired from active politics. I think I can do much more in legal reform from outside the House. And perhaps members can get a copy of the letter to which I wrote to Mr. Zamba Gitonga when I declined to attend a meeting of the Committee of Experts in September 2009, which I believe is the issue that is being referred to. I did not boycott the Committee of Experts, and neither did I leave the Committee of Experts for a lengthy period of time. I refused to attend a meeting of the Committee of Experts that was held in Naivasha, and I wrote a letter to explain why I did not attend that meeting. So that would not ordinarily be called a boycott. That would be called a meeting to which I did not attend, and I was absent with apology, because that is what happens when you write to say why you cannot attend a meeting. In this letter, there are two critical areas that I raised. Firstly, that the Committee of Experts proceeded to the Naivasha meeting without the Hansard team. In our Constitutive Act, the Committee of Experts was required to have Hansard recording at every meeting. And therefore, I raised the issue with the chair. How can we be having an official meeting without Hansard? Why is there so much secrecy? I was fully aware that the reason that this requirement was put in the Act is because of the problems that they were in the CKRC, where commissioners were pointing fingers at each other and being accused of secrecy, and I did not want the Committee of Experts to follow the same path. I was also not going to flout the law.
Also notice you are 45 years old. Is your application of 14th April 2011 to be appointed a Justice of the Supreme Court a final attempt to settle down in one job?
Let me say this. In the 1960s and 1970s, it was considered proper and reflective of a good career to stay in a job for around 10 years or so. So, will I be settling down? I think so. I think the Supreme Court is going to be very exciting. I think there's so many new areas of jurisprudence. I think it's going to be a lot of serious work, but it's also going to be a lot of fun. I don't see myself leaving anytime soon.